This one for WWE champions. Pay to win like every day, yeah.
I don't play mobile games.
Funny how they still think I'm a broke man.
Then I'm broke.
Even though I be pulling Hogan's. I spent like 40 grand on a couple thousand pictures of some sweaty men.
Suggestion number 1. Stop relying on feedback for decision making. Viewers want to watch what they want regardless of whether it makes money. You want to make content that profits. These aren't the same goals. You need to start making your own decisions. What? The first suggestion is stop taking feedback to make decisions. And that suggestion is feedback given directly to help me make a decision. What? You gave me feedback to try to sway my decision making that says don't take feedback to sway your decision making. That was the first thing he suggested. And then he went on to suggest 10 more things that also should not sway my decision making. Do you understand? Listen, here's the thing. Let's actually address this logically and not as a joke, because I understand what the person is saying. Here's the deal. Here's what's happened in the last year to 2 years. I've become way more of an interactive streamer and persona on the internet. What does that mean? It means that back in the day, when I started on YouTube, I used to be isolated. There was no live streams. There was no interaction when I did live stream. It was just Phil sits here, plays a game, acts like he's alone, doing solo commentary, and that was that. Now, was there ever actual interaction or feedback or things that influenced my gameplay? Yes, but it would come after the fact. I would sit here and play the game for 3, 4, 5 hours, upload all that content to YouTube. Then people would comment on the videos or email me or tweet me or post on my forums when they used to exist. And that feedback would then be factored in to future gameplay. Like you may have noticed in my old videos, it'll be like, I'll do 10, 12 parts, and all of a sudden the next part, all right, so I've been reading comments and people are saying this is how I do it, so let's go do it, right? There was no live feedback. There was no live interaction. There certainly was no hand-holding. No, here, Phil, we'll help you, guide you to play a game. So when you take a look recently at things that I've been doing on my streams in the last 1 to 2 years, so many things are a direct result of feedback. Phil, do some React content. Everyone else does it. Okay, I'll do it. So I started doing it. I even made a channel for it, right? Phil, bring back the old playthroughs, the ones that are missed on the internet. Do more content related to your old classic style. We like that. Okay, so I create a whole channel for it, DSP Throwback, and that's rolling right now, right? Don't just talk to a slideshow when you open your stream every day like you used to do, because I used to literally do this. Talk to a slideshow. This was my intro every day. Instead, if you're going to do this, talk to us on Facecam. Okay, I will, and I'll make it a podcast. So that way, it's an actual show that people look forward to every day rather than staring at a bunch of clip art, right? So I've been directly taking your feedback now for like 2 straight years. Look at the whole setup behind me is a direct response to your feedback. The feedback you've given me is why I have improved visual quality, improved background. Hell, the microphone right now sounds better, correct? That's because of you. Because you guys kept complaining and eventually said, all right, let's tackle it. This is the next thing we can tackle. Let's adjust the knob. Let's adjust in OBS. And now the audio has been upped in all of my content, which has always been a complaint over the years. My volume's too low. Now my volume is louder, right? That's cool, right? Okay. So basically, your feedback is constantly making stuff improve. But at the same time, it could be a double-edged sword. And what I mean by that is, for example, in a time when, let's say, there's a bunch of games coming out, and I know that I can't play all of those games. And personally, maybe I would prefer to play one over the other, but then I ask for your feedback, and it's the opposite, right? It's, no, I'd rather have you play this one instead. Focus on this one, not on this one. I mean, it literally just happened. People say, just drop Like a Dragon. Well, no. We're almost 40 hours into Like a Dragon. I love the game. There is an audience for it. It is a kind of almost a guilty pleasure late night chill stream where I know I'm not going to get a ton of support, but not every game that I play has to be about support. So even though I'm getting direct feedback to drop it from certain parties, I don't want to drop it because I love the game, right? So for the most part, your feedback has helped a lot. Now also, take a look at the last 3 months. Baldur's Gate 3. Again, this is a game that if I did not get feedback constantly, if there was not engagement on those streams to help me understand the systems, the lore, and all of that, I would not play the game. Being honest, I'm over 100 hours into a game that I would not have played if it weren't for being a live streamer. That's just not my style of game, to have to sit there and study and memorize and learn everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm having a good time now because of your help. If I didn't get feedback and constant, guidance on how to play and what to do, I never would have gotten nearly as far as I did in that game. I probably would have gotten like 20 hours into it and said, fuck this, and never played it again. Okay? Now, it's not like that for every game. It's just not. Most games are still like the old style where it's me fully exploring, doing things. I'm not accepting major plot spoilers. I'm not accepting major spoilers on how to do things. Like yesterday, right? We're doing Final Fantasy VII. Was there a couple little hints and things people gave me in chat? Sure. But for major stuff, like when we ended the end of the Beck Gang's plotline and we're fighting the mini-boss, did people immediately say, oh, so here's all the weaknesses of the boss, just do it this way? No, I just did it myself. That's how it's going to be. Baldur's Gate's probably the exception. People like can't resist telling me stuff about that game for whatever reason, right? But again, I never would have played that game if it weren't for you guys giving me feedback and advice anyway. So I think what's happened is a couple of things. Number one, I used to be a very obstinate and stubborn guy. I did not actively listen to feedback. I didn't. I ignored it a lot of times. My attitude used to be, hey, I'm the YouTuber here, not you, right? Ultimately, I should be in control of everything, and I'm going to do what I want to do, and you don't have to like it all, but then if you don't like something I do, then don't pay attention to it. I'm a variety guy, and if you don't like this game in this style, then go check out this game in a different style that I'm playing later, right? But what's happened over the years is that I realized that you all out there, my live audience, have been a huge well of support and information. Like, getting your feedback has directly helped me to make big decisions that have impacted things for the better. Am I wrong? Like I said, look at the stream today and compare this to 2-3 years ago and tell me that this isn't so much better than what I used to do, that the production quality hasn't monstrously improved, that we're not working together over and over to do things better, right? Now, I understand if literally I never make a decision for myself, then things aren't going to work. If literally I'm so wishy-washy that I let you guys walk all over me and everything that I do is directly as a result because someone told me to do it, that's also not going to work. It's just like everything. It's just like everything in life. You have to find moderation, correct? You have to find that happy medium to balance it so it works. If you do too much one way or too much the other way, you won't find happiness. You won't find that level of enjoyment. You have to find that balance. So it's a challenge. Even me doing this for 16 years, being a full-time live streamer since 2017, so you're talking I'm heading into year 7 now of being a full-time live streamer, it's definitely a daunting challenge. But I strive to do better, and I think certain games work certain ways and certain other games work certain other ways. And in some cases, I should listen to you guys. In other cases, I shouldn't. One example here, something that I always stuck to my guns about, and now it's hilarious because now it's a moot point, green screen. How many years did people yell at me, Phil, you need a green screen? Every streamer uses a green screen. I was like, I don't see the purpose. If I was sitting at a PC in the setup that these people use, I could paint the wall green or whatever, and it would maybe act. I don't do what they do. My style doesn't need a green screen. So I always fought back on that. I don't think the green screen would work. Now, here we are years later. Literally, no one asks for a green screen anymore. Why? It's played out. It's old. No one cares about it anymore. It didn't add anything to anyone's streams to begin with. It was just a mentality of bandwagoning. Everyone did it, so just do it. And now, my setup has improved so much regardless. People don't mind having this in the background because they like how it looks, right? So I'm glad that I didn't just rush into doing the green screen, which is what everyone yelled at me for years and years and years. At the same time, doing other basic improvements like better webcam, actually having a colored background, having a ring light so that I can actually be seen. All these things are way better, right? So again, it really is like you have to sift through all the feedback you get to try to find the feedback that works and then implement a lot of stuff so that, you know, things will overall be improved, okay? But I get it. I think what it is a lot of people now, they look at me and they're like, you just don't make decisions for yourself anymore. I disagree. I literally just made the decision that I'm going to keep playing Like a Dragon. Even if people yell at me for playing it, I still want to play it, right? And I told you, like, honestly, yeah, I want to play Dragon's Dogma 2? I absolutely do. I don't think it's the right thing to do because I think I'm playing too many RPGs. I'm playing 3 right now. How am I going to play a 4th RPG? You might as well just retitle this DSP RPG. Why don't we just retitle the whole channel right now and all I do is just keep playing RPGs because that's what it is right now. I'm playing 3 RPGs and a fighting game. It's too much. It's overload. I don't want to fucking play nonstop RPGs. I need variety in my content. Even me, I'm going to get burnt out only playing RPGs. You see? So I need that level of variety. So maybe we need to take a step back from Dragon's Dogma 2. And that's a decision I think I'm making. You may disagree with it, but that's a decision I'm making. I took in feedback, but I'm doing what makes sense for the business for now. I'm not saying that I'm not going to play it later because I want to play it. It sounds like a great game. I loved Dragon's Dogma 1. But the way I see it, I don't see how that could possibly work, right? So anyway, there you have it. So it's just funny because you're saying make your own decisions. That's actually awful advice. If all you do in life is you ignore all the feedback you get from outside and you only make decisions for yourself, you're severely limiting yourself. And I know that now because that's how I used to be. It's funny because I used to be like that and all I got was constant criticism saying, why don't you listen to feedback? This is one of your major problems. You're a dinosaur because you don't listen to feedback. So now, over the years, I've evolved. I've changed myself to listen to feedback and actively implement it both in gameplay and in my setup and streams. And now my feedback is, don't listen to feedback. You listen to feedback too much. You can't have it both ways. It seems like no matter what, the door flips back and forth. Perfect example. 2 console generations ago, I loved the Xbox 360. So I played it a lot more than PS3, and everyone called me an Xbox fanboy, an Xbox. Phil, he's just an Xbox fan. Don't trust his opinion because no matter what, he always says Xbox is better. Then last console gen, my honest opinion was PS4 was way better than the Xbox One, so I played almost all the games on PS4. See, Phil's a Sony pony. Phil's just a Sony fanboy. You shouldn't listen to anything he says because he's always just favorite to Sony. Huh? So just because things change over time and I have different, or my opinion changes, I'm always on the side of wrong, no matter what. And in this case, this feedback, don't listen to feedback. It's hilarious because, number one, it's contradictory and hypocritical. But number two, the fact that this person doesn't understand that I used to never listen to feedback and make all my own decisions, and it didn't work. Eventually, people say, you're stale, you're tried, you're boring, you're just doing the same thing over and over, you don't listen to anyone, right? And that's not how to run a business. That's why, things are going south for you. So now I listen to feedback, but that's no good either. It's like, anyway, I'll keep going here. To that end, you need to start researching for yourself what upgrades you can make that make sense to you. It would have been fairly easy to discover a curved, low-profile pop guard without much effort. Yes, except I didn't know that it was an issue until I did co-op with Kat. And then when I did co-op with Kat, people observed, oh, look, the pop guard's too big, it's blocking them. It would be better if they had a different pop guard. Until I did the co-op with my wife, it wasn't an issue. It wasn't a big deal. So again, until I got feedback from my viewers saying that round pop guard was too big for us to do co-op, I never would have even known that I needed to upgrade that. Feedback. Do you see my point? Listen to this. I'm going to continue on. You need to spend money to make money. If you don't start reinvesting to the channel on a level, it's too late. Here's all these upgrades that you can do. Ditch your ring light. Get 2 softbox lights. Search softbox lighting kit on Amazon. Turn on a set for $50 to $80. It looks better. It's less harsh. You can set a color temperature when you dial the white balance settings in OBS. Search Clark Technic mic booster on Amazon. For $50, you can boost the gain of your mic, putting it between the Scarlett and the mic, and this solves your quiet mic problem. Look at the Audio Technica AT4040. It's an upgrade from your current mic, and you give 2 mics for you and Kat streaming together. If you're going to move on towards making content over gaming, you have to upgrade your webcam. Look at 4K webcams like the Logitech Brio 4K, Razer Kiyo Pro Ultra, or the Insta360 Link. Get an HDMI 2.0 capture card, or 2.1 capture card that recently is released. You'll be able to play at higher resolution and get a better picture in the stream. Foremost, you have to get a new PC. It'll let you use your Stream Deck, and you'll have better encoding options like AV1 that allows you to stream at the same quality with less bandwidth. You can do this with cheaper Intel Arc GPUs. The CyberPower PC has a model called the Z790i3 that's under $1,000. So what do you guys think? What's your reaction to that? What do you think? How should I respond? Okay. So I'm trying to read what everyone's saying in chat, and the responses are very different. Some are like, well, they got a point. You got to spend money to make money, but they just put out a laundry list of things. That's a lot of money at once. And then someone's like, well, did they actually include a bunch of money with that suggestion for it to help you buy all that stuff? And then someone else is like, you literally for 2 months have been stating that your revenue is down because the trolls screwed your memberships. And someone literally posted a laundry list of money to spend and a suggestion as if that never happened. Like they just ignored you. Literally every statement you guys just made is correct in the chat. Every one of you is absolutely correct. However, this person actually is also correct. Okay, he is. You need to spend money to make money. That's absolutely right. And I know that I have to do upgrades at some point. Right now, I'm coasting. And what I mean by that is my capture quality is good. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's good, right? Looks good most of the time when I'm playing games. Every once in a while, the frame rate chops up and then it freezes or unfreezes or whatever, and then it looks better again. It's still it's passable quality. Eventually, I'm going to have to improve. I know that, okay? My PC is 10 years old this year. 10 freaking years old. It runs on Windows 8, okay? I can't even buy new equipment for it because nothing works with Windows 8 anymore. And I can't upgrade it because it's on its last legs. It's got fans on it that have burned out that don't work anymore. It makes noise. It's old, okay? It's not going to last forever. So I know that I need a new PC eventually. I know that I can make upgrades. The thing is, when you have a business like this, all right, you need to basically pick and choose what to do in what order. I would say, what are the things that absolutely need upgrades immediately? Probably the PC. That's going to be the next thing. Like, no exaggeration. Upgrading that PC, buying a new one, and finding a way to convert all my old stuff to the new PC, which in itself is an arduous task. I have to get all of my settings from OBS set up on a new PC. I have to get all my equipment working on a new PC. I have to get used to using that new PC now, which is going to be different, probably different windows and all of that. And I have to get used to all it. It's going to take a while. That's not, oh, bought a new PC. Next day, we're up and running full speed with a great stream. It's not going to happen. It's going to be all kinds of problems. Shit's not going to work. Just converting. I guarantee you converting stuff over, half my shit won't work. It's going to be like, this piece of equipment won't function properly. This OBS scene isn't working. It's all going to be fucked up. I know it. So, basically, I got to get to a situation where, number one, I can afford the new PC. And number two, I have time to do it. Like, I have to have like a week. No exaggeration. I think it would take about a week of me daily messing with this PC. I have to still have a functioning old PC, right? So that I can use that, but convert the stuff there and get it working on the new PC. It's going to be an arduous task. This is not an instant thing. By the way, I'm one person, okay? I'm not a team of people. I don't have anyone who can sit here and help me do it. It's got to be me doing it. Yes, I do have people who are informed on PCs, but they don't live with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a lot of stuff to get going. It's a lot different, okay? It is, the thing is, people just assume that every other content creator is me. No, every other content creator is not me. Okay? I'm very different. I'm very lucky to still be where I am and have the audience I have and all of that with the level that I'm at and the popularity that I have. It's not great. So You know, I don't have a team of people who work with me who I hire to do so. I don't have, you know, a paid group of employees who can set up a new PC for me and convert everything over and have it working. And I'm just the talent that sits down and now streams that day. That's not the case. Okay. So anyway, the thing is, I want you to understand, I'm not discrediting what this person is saying. Basically, this person is saying do a ton of hardware upgrades. However, literally the first thing I need to do is the PC. Once the PC is done, then if I want to piecemeal select, hey, maybe it's time to upgrade my microphone. Maybe it's time to get better light. The lighting, I think, I've used the ring light for a year. Do you guys not think the ring light is great? I think the quality is amazing. I'm sure there's better, but I'm not in a professional studio right now doing content. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe one day I will. Maybe one day we move into things like DS politics, and I want to look more professional than just like a guy sitting here in a gamer chair with game shit behind me, and I want to look a little better. And if that's the case, then maybe we upgrade the setup, and I have a better setup here with a better lighting and better background and everything. You know, if I'm going to be like Matt Walsh, you know, I have to upgrade everything. You know, I have to look like I'm in a big room with wooden desk and everything. There you go. But anyway, I jest, right? I'm jesting here. But I see the point. The problem is people like to move forward at like turbo speed. Like, instead of being, okay, you got to learn to walk before you run. You got to learn to jog before you run. You got to learn to run before you can run a marathon. And then you got to run the marathon before you can become a professional athlete. You know what I'm saying? This person's like, just immediately just do everything. Just drop a ton of money and upgrade everything at once. That's not how it works. Being honest. It just, someone's car alarm went off. That's never going to work. Okay? It's just not. It has to be a slow burn process. Step one is probably new PC. Then take time to learn the new PC and convert all of the stuff over from the old PC to the new PC. That and alone will take weeks. Then step two, what's next? What's the next thing? Right? Since I have a new PC, now I could get a new capture device that works much better with the new PC. It's going to be better quality, no frame drops. You know what I'm saying? What's the next step? Okay, maybe now I want to upgrade my mic and my lighting. It's upgrade your mic and your lighting and your capture device and your PC and everything at once. That would never work. That, you know, first of all, it's too much money. Number two, I don't have the time to just do all that at once. What am I going to do? Not stream for 2 weeks? So spend all this money, but then don't stream for 2 weeks because you're setting up your new stuff. So don't have the money to pay what you just spent, right? Like, huh? Anyway, there you have it. That's kind of, you know, people are now saying random stuff and tagging me in the chat's distracting me. Sorry. That's where we are. I guess we're done with suggestion box for today because we're out of time. Okay. Pizza Box Gaming did a second super chat and said suggestions be like lols, stop listening to us. I mean, that's exactly what this person said. They said stop listening to feedback from everyone. By the way, here's a ton of my feedback that you should listen to immediately. I don't know how you don't understand how hypocritical that is, right? Okay. So